Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. Okay, today's topic, cover crops. And how can cover crops help your soil? Good question. How do you know which cover crops to use? How do you even know what your soil needs? So we're going to dip into soil testing just a little, because that is a can of worms that needs at least 4 or 5 videos all by itself, probably an entire playlist. So let's talk about this. How did Starkey Farmstead figure out what cover crops we were going to need to put down in the part of our garden that we are not going to be planting in this fall or winter to prepare it for the spring of 2023? Good question. How did we? To begin with, we received a soil test from Regen Ag Lab. That's it. That's us right there. Okay, guys, this is not just a regular soil test. It does tell me what my nitrogen, my inorganic and organic nitrogen. It tells me how much available nitrogen I have in my soil, how much potassium I have available. But the coolest thing about this soil test is it even tells me what cover crops that Starkey Farmstead is going to need to get the soil bacteria levels where they need to be. So it's not just a chemical analysis of your soil. It is a biological analysis of your soil. So what I'm looking at right here is something called the Haney Soil Health Analysis. Amazing. Amazing, guys. Actually took a class and I spoke to the owner of Regen Ag Lab. He was amazing. So willing to spend all the time to help me figure out the results of this test. Some of the things that, sorry, moving all my papers around because it is a lot. Some of the things that this, especially the Haney test, is going to tell me, it's going to help me figure out the carbon food source in my soil, which is organic carbon. It's going to tell me the cycling and the sequestration of carbon. It's going to tell me about my soil structure, my water retention. It's going to tell me about my bioavailability of certain organic matter. It's going to tell me about the microbial community within my soil. What is my bacteria to fungi ratio? And just so you guys know, I know I sound like I'm speaking Greek to the ones of us who are just beginning this journey, and I'm not trying to, and I'm fixing to be done with this. What I want to tell you is, when you get a soil test done, you need to know what your bacteria to fungi ratio is. That to me is really important, and let me tell you why. When you get to a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 bacteria to 1 fungi, let me tell you what's going to happen. Weed seeds are going to stop germinating. Pests are less likely to attack your crops. So for all of us here in Southeast Louisiana and the southern states where we have a really hot, long growth season in the summer, and the squash vine borer feels like it will never stop attacking. When your soil health is to a place where you have a 1-to-1 ratio of bacteria and fungi, you're going to notice there's a lot less of them with no chemical intervention from you. It's called soil intervention. It's called soil health. Healthy soil creates healthy plants, and healthy plants don't put off a chemical signal that attracts a bug. Okay, bugs don't have brains like you and I. They're not running around going, hey, wait, there's the squash right there. They're attracted to those plants because when those plants are ill or in distress, they send out a wave, okay? Like a frequency, like an illness frequency. And those insects are attuned to it. So if you get your soil healthy, your plants are healthy, they're not going to be sending out that frequency of, hey, I'm sick, notice me. And even though the plant may look beautiful, there are things going on underneath that soil that you can't see. So remember that. 1-to-1 ratio of fungi to bacteria, and you're going to notice a lot less of the same problems you might have dealt with this year. So let's get into this. Okay, cover crops. If you get your Haney test done through Regen Ag Lab, they're not only just going to send you a test result where you're going, holy smokes, what does all this mean? They have printouts on their website, guys, that tells you exactly what it means. And it tells you it in a way that even a layman can understand it, okay? And you can call it. They have a number here, 308-440-1681, and ask someone to help you interpret your test results, and they'll do that for you. They're very nice people. What they suggested for Starkey Farmstead was a 50% legume and 50% grass as a cover crop. Why? Because my fungi levels are extremely low in my soil. And actually, my bacteria are too. I've told everybody the history of this land before, but as you can see behind me, what I had here was a field, okay, that had been monocropped with grass and not native grass for 25 years. And before that, it had been a cattle field. So it was compacted red clay and it was dead. There were no wildflowers. It had just been steady cut with a lawnmower for 25 years, kept down. No trees, no organic matter. So the fact that Starkey Farmstead produced the amount of food that we did on this plot in our very first grow season as a no-till organic regenerative farmer was impressive, and I was excited. I was a little in over my head learning all the information I was learning and trying to apply that in a market garden and be successful at it, learning how to, seed, to transplant, to fertilize, because we don't fertilize with fertilizers. And that's another thing, guys. If you go through Regen Ag Lab, what they're going to do is they're going to help you figure out, do you need blood meal? Do you need worm castings? Do you need compost? What type of compost? High in nitrogen, high in carbon. They're really, guys, I'm telling you, they're going to help you get your organic regenerative garden straight. If you go to, like, say, LSU Ag, and I've looked at their soil test, they're just going to give you a chemical soil test. You need nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium, iron, potassium, and you need to use 13, 13, 13. And you need, 100 pounds of lime, and you need this. It's all about the chemical companies. It's all about false chemicals. They don't tell you at all if your soil's compacted. They don't tell you at all if there's anything even living in your soil. They don't tell you what your fungi rate is, or if you even have bacteria alive in your soil. They don't tell you anything. They tell you what to dump here to get food out, but they don't tell you how nutrient dense that soil is, and if that soil is going to grow food that's going to make you, your family, and your community healthy. And if you're watching this video, that is truly what you're aiming for: nutrient dense, clean food, because food is medicine. All right, so what we're going to be doing here, we had class last night, and I love Miss Donna Isaacs. She answered all my many questions, and if you watch my videos, I am a talker. I was an educator, so I like to talk, but I like answers to questions too. And she was very, very kind and took the beginning of class out to go over with me what I was going to do for cover cropping, because I was like, Miss Donna, I feel a little in over my head. Like, I just feel like I don't know enough at this point to be able to get cover crops in my soil that I need. And she said, okay, Sam, what cover crops are you looking at? Hold on one second. I'll probably go back and edit out this pause because I know you guys, I appreciate your time. All right, everybody. We're going to be ordering our cover crop seeds because I do have most of them, but there's a couple of mixes that I need to get. I'm going to be go ahead and ordering those from High Mowing Organic Seed. This is a non-GMO organic cover crop. So it is High Mowing Organic Seed business that you can order your cover crop seeds from at a pretty affordable price. All right, so going by our soil test, told you guys, I've got to have 50% grass, okay? So we have decided we're going to go with a winter rye grass and oats. Super excited about this. So two reasons we're doing this. I need that ryegrass and those oats to break up my soil, to get those roots deep in there, to bring back some bacteria And to increase, Miss Donna was telling me some of these things will increase the fungi levels in your soil. And that's one of them that will. But the most interesting thing is that my chickens and my rabbits and my quail love oats, right? And I've told you guys before, I'm seriously thinking about getting a pelleter. So I will be using some of this organic matter as my mulch for the spring 2023 planting season, but I will be removing some of it. I will be pelletizing or feeding directly the seeds and the organic matter from those cover crops to my animals. So I'm really excited about that, about taking back control of how I feed my own animals. I love natural feeding. All right, the next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna add in rapeseed and tillage radishes. However, that will only be 5% of the mix. We will do 47.5% ryegrass and oats at a 50-50 mix. We will do 47.5% of a crimson and white clover, 50-50 mix, 2.5% tillage radish, 2.5% rapeseed. And that's what we're gonna cover crop with. So I've been telling you guys I was gonna share that with y'all, but I'm telling you, I was kind of like psyching myself out because I'm like, there's so much information. So Miss Donna broke a lot of it down. She had me pull my Haney Test back out. And she said, this is why we chose this test, Sam, so that you guys would be one step ahead. Because what good did it do you to get a soil test? I mean, just telling you what chemical you needed to dump on your soil. If you have no idea what cover crop is needed to get in there and help your soil become better. So like I said, get a Haney Test through Regen Ag, okay? I gave you guys a number. I'll add the information at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this helps you. I know it was a lot. Watch it a couple of times. Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen for the buzzwords I used. Those are the most important things about getting your soil test. It doesn't do you any good to know what chemical you need to dump on your soil. The first time it rains, you're gonna lose all those chemicals. Most of them, the plants never uptake anyway. And it's not helping your soil. All right, just grow in some food. So I guess if you're into that, get your chemical test. If you're into your soil biology, get your Haney Test. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you for watching Starkey Farmstead. Like our videos, comment, and share them. Thank you.